Hey everyone, today we're talking about a tiny powerhouse that's been turning heads in the gaming world, the Continuum Mini Gamer RGB PC. If you've ever tried to make do with one of those cheap pre-built systems that promise big performance but end up throttling under load, you know the frustration. You spend half your time tweaking settings or dealing with loud fans just to keep things running. Well, this little guy changes the game by packing serious hardware into a footprint smaller than most shoeboxes. Link is in the description if you want to check the product details on Amazon. First off, let's talk about what's under the hood because it's pretty impressive for something so small. You've got an AMD Ryzen 7 5700X processor running 8 cores and 16 threads at a base clock of 3.4 GHz. That's the kind of chip you'd expect in a full-size tower, not something that fits on your desk. Pair that with 32 GB of DDR4 RAM and a 2 TB NVMe SSD, and you've got a system that boots up fast, multitasks like a champ, and has plenty of room for your games and files. The real star here, though, is the NVD GeForce RTX 5060 Ti with 16 GB of GDDR7 memory. That's not just overkill for most games right now, it's future-proofing in a tiny package. I ran Cyberpunk 2077 on ultra settings with ray tracing at 1440p, and it handled it smoothly without breaking a sweat. The infinity mirror case design is also a nice touch. It looks sleek with those RGB lights reflecting inside, and it's surprisingly quiet thanks to the liquid cooling setup. Now, let's talk about real-world use because that's where most systems fall short. If you're someone who streams while gaming or runs multiple apps at once, this PC won't bat an eye. I had OBS running in the background, Discord open with a few friends, and Elden Ring maxed out in the foreground, and the system stayed cool and responsive the whole time. The Wi-Fi 6 support is another big plus if you're tired of dealing with Ethernet cables or spotty connections. I tested it in my home office, which is usually a dead zone for Wi-Fi, and I got solid speeds without dropping frames. The Windows 11 Pro setup is also a nice bonus, no bloatware, just a clean install ready for you to customize however you like. One thing I really appreciate about the Continuum Mini is how easy it is to upgrade. Most tiny PCs glue everything into place, but this one has accessible slots for RAM and storage, so you can swap things out down the line if you need to. The case itself is also cleverly designed. It's only 0.7 cubic feet, but it still has room for proper airflow thanks to those mesh panels. I was skeptical at first, but after running it for a few weeks, I can say the thermals are excellent. The liquid cooling keeps the CPU and GPU temps in check even during long sessions, and the fans only ramp up when they really need to. Of course, no system is perfect, and there are a couple of things to keep in mind. The price tag is definitely on the higher end for a pre-built, but you're paying for the compact design and high-end specs. If you're on a tight budget, you might want to consider building your own or looking at something less powerful. Also, while the infinity mirror case looks amazing, it's not exactly subtle. If you prefer a more understated setup, this might not be the right fit for you. But if you want a PC that punches above its weight in terms of performance and style, this is a solid choice. All in all, the Continuum Mini Gamer RGB PC is a fantastic option for anyone who wants a high-performance gaming rig without sacrificing desk space. Whether you're into competitive gaming, content creation, or just want a system that can handle anything you throw at it, this little machine delivers. If you're curious, the link is below, definitely worth a look if you're in the market for a new PC. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.